Good morning. We're going to take a quick flight in the F-15 because we need to cover some ground quickly. And the last stop or last flying we did was around Murray Field. So let's continue from there. We're going to fly over. This is Mount Shasta right there in the lower midsection of the screen where the arrow is, and then we're going to turn north. We'll fly by Klamath Falls and Klamath Lake up here, and that is going to be the surprise. And after that, then no more surprises. We're going to continue on up to let's see here. This should be about Bend, along in here. Mount Bachelor and the sisters are along in here. My brother used to live in Sun River. He's gone, and anyway, I have fond memories of flying a Comanche with my kids up to go skiing up in Sun River. I think actually we flew in the summer. We used my buddy's Comanche and took a flight up there. Yeah, it was nice weather. We rode bikes and had a good time in Sun River. Beautiful area. This is the Cascades are right along in here, and this is Sun River is down in here. These are part of the Cascades, the extinct volcanoes going along in there. And right here is probably Mount Hood right there. Okay, let's get clicking along here and get with it. There's was my fondest airplane. Now I'm getting hooked on the Longitude, but that's the TBM 930. I don't know where it's flying along there. A lot of water. It looks like an ocean out to the
Kilo Echo
west.
Kilo Alpha Traffic Strike 9er 0 taking off runway tree 0 departure to the north.
We're looking out. That's Arcata Airport out there. Now we're looking out to the east and to the south. So we're going to click on this, ready to fly. Ready to fly. Let's get the sun up. And let's go here. We'll put it let's see the sun. Yeah, it could be slightly into the afternoon. Get that out of there. Click here for the look. We're looking around Eureka. Over that way is where the mail went in and out of, over at Arcata Airport, now Redwood, California, Redwood Coast, Humboldt County Airport. That's a mouthful. And Humboldt Bay straight ahead, and the city of Eureka right over there, and there's another little airport over there I rarely use. This was the main airport for Eureka, Murray Field. So let's take the brakes off and get heading. And we're heading out. We get this out of the way for right now. No, we want to go over here to. So this is probably Reading and right up here. So we're going to be going eastbound. So we'll check back on that chart. In the meantime, we're going to head about 005, 06. How about 060? That ought to get us to Mount Shasta. I want to go by Mount Shasta. Okay, we'll get this out of the way again. Full power. Brakes off. Get in behind here. Wants to go in a crazy direction. There we go. Get the gear up, get the flaps up. Look back here. Trying to get the flight a little stabilized here. There's Eureka. And out to the Pacific, and now we're going to go back to Arcata. We'll look down at Arcata. That's Mount. That's 299 that we're right over. That goes over to there's Humboldt State College. Now Cal Poly Humboldt is right there. There's going out to 299, and we'll look over this way toward Shasta. That ought to do it right about there. I remember if we went out over Hoopa, let's see if this is Hoopa right here. Yeah, so if we go over Hoopa, we're on our way to Mount Shasta. Hoopa is where the Hoopa Indians were, and they got a little airport right there. And these are Douglas fir down in here, and few redwoods here, but the redwoods like being down on the Eel River, and where you got the main river. So 060, that looks pretty good right there. Get up here in altitude a little bit, and a little quick tour around. Oh, I can see Shasta coming in. I don't know whether you can see it yet. Right in there. And on the way over, we'll pass the Trinity Alps, which are down here. My friend Dennis Harper of Harvey Harper Ford in Eureka had a 182 Cessna. And he liked to climb mountains, so he would climb the Trinity Alps, and he wanted a raft so he could fish on. There are 3 lakes up high in the Trinity Alps, probably above 7,000 feet, or maybe right around 7,000 feet. These clear little lakes. Sapphire Lake, maybe Emerald, I forget the 3 names. And he was by one of the lakes, and we dropped my friend John Groby, economics professor from Humboldt. He's gone. We're 29,000. That's pretty good right there. We can level off. Look at these mountains in here. We'll go by. We'll see Trinity Lake in here, but those are the Trinity Alps right in there. The three little alpine lakes, that's what I called them. Alpine lakes. So we'll head over toward Shasta. I don't know whether we're looking at the San Joaquin Valley right in there. Going down, there's San Joaquin Valley, and Redding would be right at the top of the San Joaquin, and then just above that is Shasta Lake. Very, very large lake. And then we'll keep an eye here on Shasta. And then after Shasta, we're going to head up, and where this points to is the surprise for the day. We'll go up Highway 97, I think it is. Goes off of Highway 5. 5 goes north-south up and down the San Joaquin Valley to LA. Through Sacramento and by Fresno, by Bakersfield, up and down the San Joaquin, and comes on up here, heads on up to Portland, and it goes just this side, and we'll see that. I see Lake Shastina out there. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee while we're just let this thing run out towards Shasta. There we go. A little coffee wake me up here this morning. Here's Weed. I used to fly into Weed. I flew a Helio Courier out of San Jose to Weed with people, and then there was a Turbo 206 I used to use going up there. One time I used a Apache after I got my multi-engine rating. So look here at Mount Shasta. We'll go by a little bit of skiing on the south side. Dunsmuir's famous for had a steam engine that went across. Forget the name of that. I think it's still in use. Whether they still have a steam engine. There's I-5 coming right up there, and Weed is right under us, just north of Shasta. And then I don't know that lake. I don't know that lake. And Shastina is right behind us. That was a subdivision. And now we're going to turn north. We'll go by Klamath Falls, which is probably right up down in there. And ultimately, again, I think that's 97 is the highway that goes up the valley along in here, which of course is east of the Cascades, and we're going to end up right next to the Cascades in Bend, where they're making an airplane now, a turboprop I think it's actually faster than the TBM, about the same idea as the TBM, single engine, and it's called the Epic 1000. It might have an E on it somewhere, and so we'll see along here. Yeah, there. That's possibly. Let's see here. Yeah, Triple R Ranch. Forget that. There's Shasta in the background. This might be I-5 that we're right over, and then we're going to start looking for the surprise. This could be Klamath Lake right up there. Get a little confused. Here's a little peak along the Cascades. And so we're going up, and this is the general direction. That may be the sisters up there with Mount Bachelor. We used to ski on Mount Bachelor when we stayed with my brother in Sun River. Sun River's got a bunch of golf courses right in there, and then the Deschutes River goes down through there. I think the Rogue River comes down here someplace. But I've never got on the Rogue River, so we'll have to pass on that. We're going to look over here and see if we see. Yeah, there's Klamath, Crater Lake, Klamath. So that gives away the surprise. Crater Lake, which Nick, who's a geologist that teaches out of a Washington State school. He says that the Crater Lake is not a crater lake. It has another definition for when the volcano collapses within itself. That's what made the lake up in there, and I think we see that right here. We're coming up on it. So this line is a direct line from Eureka to Crater Lake, and of course I can stumble my way on up the valley. And again, Klamath Lake is right under us, and we see I-97 going up there toward Bend. Yeah, that's Crater Lake. So we met the surprise by looking for the airport by Klamath Falls. And Klamath Falls used to have I think it was a military base there. Air Force? I don't know. You can see this is quite mountainous, and of course these are the Cascade Mountains. And Medford is going to be over there that way. Medford something Falls. Forget the name of the falls in there, which is the Rogue River. So here's the Crater Lake, which is not a crater. That's all the geology I know. I know Mount Shasta. I know Crater Lake. Now we're going to see Mount Bachelor and the three rivers up here. I mean the Three Sisters. So we need to bring up the chart so we see our way to Sun River here. See that we're heading. That I think that's going to be Sun River right there. So we have to come right a little bit. Yeah, that's Sun River right there. I remember a little bit of my geography, and I guess that's 97 or 95, whatever it is, 95, 97 is the road that goes up east of the Cascades. Okay, we're going to look back at Crater. Yeah, doesn't want to do it there. That's all right. We'll just continue up here. Now I see the. Get over here so you can hear me talking. Barely visible on the horizon are the Mount Bachelor, and then just past them, going north, are the Three Sisters. But Bachelor is adjacent to Bend, Oregon. I don't know what these lakes are right here. It says Crescent Lake State. So Crescent Lake is right there. I've never been to Crescent Lake. So we'll look out toward the beautiful Cascades, and out of the corner of our eye is Mount Bachelor. So we'll look here again and see that we're heading. Boom, right there. Still heading toward, Sun River is right there. Just past Sun River is going to be Bend. And not too far in there, whether it's that one. That's Prineville. No. Click the other one right there. That might be Bend. Yeah, there's Bend. So we go just past Sun River and Mount Bachelor, and we can look for the Bend Airport. Right in there. Three rivers. So we're going to be just to the right of these peaks here, and we'll give the mountains a buzz. See if we see the ski runs on Bachelor. And say goodbye. Well, we aren't saying goodbye to the Cascades because I believe they would consider Mount Bachelor and the Three Sisters as part of the Cascades. And if we could see on up, Mount Hood would be up there by Portland. I don't know what this peak is here just to the south. That could be Mount Bachelor. But we will see Sun River. Let's see here. There's Sun River right there. So yeah, we're getting close. So this is Mount Bachelor right here. And we should see some ski runs on here. So we'll go here and just stop this right there. Right there. So we should see some ski runs. You see a road going by here, so I believe that's Mount Bachelor, but the ski runs, yeah, we should go a little bit further. Maybe we'll see them there. Yeah, we see some ski runs down here lower. There's the parking lot. Oop, I got to get off of that. There's the parking lot. It'd have a lodge down there, and then you can see some ski runs down here, but they go on up the mountain. And now we have to find Bend. So here's Sun River right there. Sun River, and we are just past there, so we need to go right to Bend. And this is Bend right over here. So we'll click this off and turn right. We're going to land in Bend. There we go. And make sure we're heading. We got to get this around. I think I see the airport now. It's coming up. back there. This over here. Yeah, there's Ben right there. Pull the power. And while we're slowing down, Gopher Gulch, I don't recall that. But the Bend Airport, I do remember, because that's where and those are the Three Sisters right behind us, right there. And way up in the distance up there is Mount Hood. I could just see it. You might not be able to see it. So we're going to put out, we got to see where Bend is here. I put the brakes up. Yeah. We got by Bend. Gopher Gulch. So we lost Bend. There's Bend Municipal right there. So what we'll do is we'll put this on hold for just a second so we can just look around to Sun River. Sun River is to the south. Down here, this is the Deschutes River. And that, again, is Bend. And we'll look back toward Bachelor, Mount Bachelor, and the Three Sisters. And we'll go ahead and land. And at the Bend Airport, that's where I don't need this anymore. And we get rid of that. And we can talk as we're landing. So let's see if the brake came up. Let's see where we are. We're 400. And we'll take the stopper off. And we'll just go ahead and land to the south. I think there's just the one north-south runway. And that's where Lance Air and Lance Neibauer and the other guy, the sales manager, was Nick. We're going to put the gear down. See if the gear comes down. The flaps start coming down. So I was supposed to go to work with Lance Air. I was building a Lance Air 320. It's going to have a 180 horsepower engine in it. Now we can take the speed brake down. Come around here. See if we can land this beauty. There we go. Get it down to about 150. We're still dropping like a rock. Come on up with about 50% power. And this is where the Epic 1000 is built now, today. I don't know what happened to Lance Air or Lance Neibauer, but there are a few Lance Airs out there flying. There we go. Get the flaps up. Yeah, I got a little bit of rudder. A little bit of my rudders are cattywampus. Oop, gotta break it. Well, I'm fooling around looking down at my rudders. This is it. The rudders don't want to work. My machine, I haven't flown. Whenever I fly, the bugs come out. So let's go ahead and shut it off. We'll have them. We have to go inside here to shut it down. Let's see here, right there. Give you a another surprise there. And we put that latch up for the hatch. Go back outside. There we go. We can look back at the airport. I think we took off. I can't remember actually which way we took off. out of here. I flew with Lance Neibauer. He flew me back. We'd been to Oshkosh, and he was up here, and he had the Lancer 4. That was their demo plane that had the TSIO 550 in it, and that airplane would cruise at like 350 at altitude, up at 25,000 feet. I think that thing could go 350. You get up there in the jet stream, and of course you get going over 400 knots with it. So here is Chico Falls. This isn't Chico. This might be Chico Falls Air Park, and I didn't actually land at Bend. There's Gopher Gulch over there, and there's Mount Bachelor. Let's see Pilot Butte Airport. So oh, I can confirm where we are on the chart here by looking down at here. So we bring this in, and you see we're on the airport, a little bit off the runway, and we click on that just to see where we are. Oop. And we get it a little bigger. Here we go. Bend Municipal. Okay. All right. And you can see I ran off the runway, but we did make it to Bend. That was the idea. Yeah, we'll go back out, and they were building Lancers here, and the Epic is also I think it's called Epic 1000E. Okay, and this is the E. This is the F-15EX, I think, is the updated. But frankly, it goes just as fast as the other F-15s I have, which are a little bit older and don't go quite as fast. But it's a great airplane, and it is in production, and they are flying it over in the skirmish we've got going. One finally got shot down. They'd never had one of these. They'd never been shot down, but I think a ground-to-air missile, maybe a shoulder-fired thing, hit it. And for a while there, the backseat pilot and officer that was running the electronics in the back, they didn't find him right away. There was quite a story getting him out of there after he had to bail out. The two guys bailed out. Quite an aircraft. I wish I knew how to fly it. Anyway, you guys take care, and thanks for riding along and bring back fond memories of Lancer. And I only got my Lancer 320. I only got it about a third of the way. I got the center section on, and the wheels. I got the landing gear. I didn't get the nose gear in. I got the main gear in, and I did get the wings. They could take the wings on and on. They called it the center section or stub wing or whatever. That's where the landing gear was in that. Then you could take the wings off to take it home and store it in the wintertime. All right, enough of that. A lot of talk. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.